Hey everyone, it's Cody hanging out with Walker Hayes, who's going to be at Country in the Park May 18th. Thanks for doing this.
Let's go. How's everybody doing today?
We're doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. Just waking up in Nashville,
Yeah, you're at home right now?
getting going. No, I'm at an office where I write.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Okay.
We're in creative mode lately, so just been having a lot of writing appointments with my buddies and collecting songs for the next projects and stuff.
Okay. I saw on, socials that you've been posting some new songs that you're playing
Yeah,
acoustically.
yeah.
So will we have new music before Country in the Park and get any exclusives or
Yeah,
you don't know
yeah. So
yet?
I have I actually this is the craziest thing. I've been working on a non-alcoholic beer with
Okay.
a company called Athletic, and I'm pretty vocal about my story. And
Mhm.
I'm 8 years sober, and I love recovery, and I'm all about it. And so I love the taste of beer, and so I kind of got into the NA scene. Just it interested me,
Mhm.
just um that. And so we're making a beer with Athletic, and with the launch of that beer in April, we're launching some new music and two
Okay.
songs. Yeah, a lot of them have to do with, one's called Beat the Bottle, one is called Same Drunk. And then one is a kind of a remake of an old song of mine called Beer in the Fridge. But it's just, we're gonna launch a small project with songs that have to do with that side of me. And so I'm excited. I think it can help people, and
Yeah.
I'm all about putting that weird stuff on the table and just getting it out of the way, and
Mhm.
discussing it. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm up to right now.
I love this, and I love that for you. Are you gonna
Yeah.
start with one brand of beer and then maybe branch out to some different, like, styles? Because I feel like
The,
whenever there's a non-alcoholic beer, it's always
yeah.
just, like, one style.
Yeah, no, that's an awesome question, because it's funny. Athletic, my relationship with them is extremely organic. I was just a fan of what they already had, and their product is killing it. I mean, they're one of the best, just non-alcohol. That's what they focus on, is the non-alcoholic scene, because the guy who created it, he has a story like mine. He quit and he was like, man, but I love the taste of beer, and I just want one at places where you would drink a beer, on the boat,
Right.
at a ball game, playing golf, whatever, with your friends around a fire. And so it's funny, they had an Athletic Light and they had some IPAs and stuff that they were killing it with, but they didn't have just a classic dude's beer, just your average classic pale in a beer.
Right.
And so when I stepped in with them, yeah, it's just who I am. I'm just a dad. I'm not trying. I'm not trying to be cool. I'm just doing the
Aw.
dad. I love throwing the tennis ball. My dog. Like I'm
Mhm.
such a just normal guy, that it made sense to do that. So we're making that just classic beer. I mean, it honestly, I tasted it, and it's probably bad, but it reminds me of high school. I'm like, it tastes like growing up,
Yep.
your first taste of beer, and
Yeah.
I love it. And but now that you mention it, there's some ideas that I had if this really succeeds.
Mhm.
I wanted to make one that had like kind of a coffee side to it, because I
Okay.
love I love coffee, and I've never really had a beer that had that coffee flavor, which I think would be a cool, like, kind of dessertish
Absolutely.
beer. And then I love fitness, and just kind of, physical health and stuff. And I thought it'd be nice, like, after a workout, to have like a beer that maybe had some like a, not like a protein shake, but like
Right.
8 to 10 grams, where you were like, this is refreshing, and it's also, I feel like getting protein is important.
It is.
So I thought, I don't know,
I like
I love
this.
your question, because these are things that I talk about.
Right.
I think a lot of people in my socials are like, don't you write songs anymore? And I'm like, I mean, I do, but I got other things that I really,
You
really
can
love.
do other
Yeah.
things as well.
Right, right.
Don't let anyone stop you. This is too
Yeah.
cool. I mean, I love
Yeah.
this, and I can't wait to try it.
I'll send you some, honestly. I
I love
know
that.
it's we're very ambitious about having it on our tours and just sharing it with the world. And the can designing the can has been a blast.
I'm sure.
Getting content for the launch. It's just been a really fun extracurricular brain exercise for me and my family. So yeah,
Right. And to tie music in with it too, I mean,
totally.
it's perfect.
Totally. Definitely gives me an outlet for some of those songs that, look, I know are not, they're not like, they're definitely a niche, and they're
Mm,
very personal, but this is a wonderful place for me to have like a reason to release those. And
mm.
that excites me.
Well, good. Well, we're excited to have you at Country in the Park again, May 18th. I think the last time you were in Sacramento was like 2-ish years ago for Golf and Guitars. I think it was one of
Oh,
our
wow, that was a
events.
blast. Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
was so much
loved, oh
fun.
my gosh, that was crazy.
So get ready for Country in the Park. We have a ton of activities there because you've never
Yeah.
performed at Country in the Park. This will be your
Right.
first time. We have rock climbing, a mechanical
Uh-oh.
bull, we have a dance hall, we have carnival rides,
Yeah.
and out of axe throwing too. And out of all of those things, where would we find you?
Oh shoot. Well, I'm a sucker for a mechanical bull. I
Yeah.
love that stuff. And I always get my wife to video it, and because and this sounds funny, but I think I'm good. And then I watch, and I always feel like I'm going faster than I like,
Then you actually are?
yeah, when you're riding, you're like, dude, I might need to actually be a bull rider. And then my wife shows me the video, and she's like, your daughter was going as fast as and so, but
Right.
I love them. I mean, I'm a sucker for a mechanical bull, and who doesn't want to throw an axe?
Right.
But yeah, we love, my family is all about that. That sounds right up our alley.
Well, we can't wait to get you on it. We need to get video of
Oh
that
yeah, yeah,
so we
have
can make
to
fun of it later. No, I'm just kidding.
always. Yeah,
So I want to talk about your trick shots on
yeah, yeah,
TikTok. Well, it's not just TikTok, you posted to Instagram too.
yeah,
First of all, quality content. I was
yeah.
going through that last night and again this morning, and I'm like, this is such a brilliant idea. I'm
Oh, you're
obsessed with
sweet.
this. Is this
Yeah.
something that kind of happened organically?
Well, listen, cut me off if this answer gets too long, because I
Okay.
get really excited talking about these. First off, it was such a whim. My kids and I, we do that at least once a week, just naturally. Just we're the family that, if we're waiting at a table and our food's taking a while, we're like, hey, can you throw this cream into the cup? First person to make it, and we're very competitive. Not in like an ugly way. I mean, we just love it. We thrive on making something a game. And so last year, when it comes to social content, I gotta admit, I'm kind of clueless. I just turn the camera on a lot, and I just go, "Hey, this is what we're doing," and it was never very like, there was never a regime, like a program to it or anything. And I
Mhm.
thought, man, hey, let's do a year of trick shot. Like, let's do a trick shot a day for 365 days. Let's commit as a family. This can be fun. It gets us off devices. It gets me and
Right.
Laney off our phones. It gets us working together.
Mhm.
But I gotta tell you, it has been so challenging. I mean, I thought, oh, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna love this. We are driving each other crazy. We're 277 days in.
You're almost
We
there.
I know. We have, I guess that's 88. Look, I'm not good at math, but like, we're on the home stretch, but it has challenged my marriage. It has, like, my kids and I, sometimes it's fun.
Right.
Sometimes they want to do it. Sometimes they're excited, but sometimes it's midnight and we're like, we don't have a shot. And I mean, it's like we're getting people out of bed going, hey, let's not give up, and
Right.
and they're
Right.
they're dreading it. My wife is like, if I hear one more ping pong ball bounce in this house, I'm gonna blow up. And honestly, Lainey is like, she does not care about that stuff. But once, when you've done it 277 days. So
Right.
all that to say, it has been such a awesome experience for my kids. They will
Aw.
never forget this. They will definitely have some bad memories from it. When dad
Right.
shouted the F word
Right.
because, you know, he hit the shot and the camera wasn't on. You know what I mean? We have it has really made us
Oh my
work
gosh, it's so funny.
together. Yeah. And so, but I got to tell you, they'll never forget it. I won't either. And I will say, like you said, I kind of get lost watching. I'll turn it on and I'll be like, "What did we do last week?" And then an hour later, I'm still watching, the ones
Mhm.
from months ago. But it's really sweet. And like last night, my youngest daughter, her name is Everly. She's 8, and she's had so much pride. Like if she can contribute, she
Mm.
gets so jacked. And
Aw.
everybody, there's a lot of enthusiasm. Everybody's excited, but most of the time when we do the shot, we're just so glad to be done with it for the day. That's where the heartfelt. It's not that we made the shot, it's just that we can go to bed. We're
Right.
done.
Post it, be done with it, on to the
Right.
next.
Oh, yeah, my wife is like, "Praise God, the shot is done for the day." Yeah.
It's actually becoming like a grind now. I mean, it's work.
Oh,
You
totally.
you have to put a lot of thought into it. Not only like what the idea is, but then the
Oh, yeah.
execution and then getting the
Well,
shot.
and that is, I didn't do this on purpose. I mean, for me, it was just like a whim. I was like, I
Mhm.
like doing these. I'll throw a ball of cup till it goes in. I don't care. Like I'll spend all day. To me, what you just said is what I'm realizing we're all learning is that the greatest things in life, I mean, I don't want to like depress anybody, but they kind of suck. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
how do you explain having kids? You're like, "It's so miserable," but do it because 'cause you're gonna
Right.
love it. And it's the
Mhm.
same thing about marriage or a
Yeah.
relationship. You're like, "She freaking drives me crazy, but, like, I can't not be with her?"
Mhm.
And so to me, these trick shots have taken on I swear I just pray and hope. I think my kids are learning those things without knowing that they're
Right.
learning it, which to me that's a lot of the lessons that help me in life. Maybe not like from a textbook, but just going, hey, basketball. I loved it as a kid. It kind of broke my heart. It had to end one day. That's life. That's
Right.
that's that's life. And some of the best things really torture you.
Yeah.
At times. So yeah, there's a lot of deeper meaning. Again, I didn't like wake up and go, I'd love to teach I'm like my kids these wonderful lessons, but we're
You
all learning this one together.
right, along the way.
Right, right,
'Cause
right.
again, it's the collaboration, the coming together, the
So
playing,
much.
and having a
Yes.
good time and the execution.
Yeah,
So, I
yeah.
see how that would teach a lot of
It's
lessons.
amazing. Yeah, I had to learn for myself. For the first couple weeks, it was the Walker show. It was like, hey, everybody, gather around. We're gonna do this, and then I learned, that's not gonna last. I have to get
Right.
them involved. It can't. I'm not. I can't be the hero every day, and that was a great learning lesson for me. It was like you're not the star at home.
Right.
You're just dad. Like get
Aw.
out the way and let them throw a frisbee. And so that
Yeah.
it improved. It's improved me as a father. Again, didn't do that on purpose. It's just that's just been kind of one of the blessings of just doing something together.
Right. No, absolutely, and I would love to do a trick shot
Oh, we
at
gotta,
Country in the
yeah,
Park. We
yeah,
have to
y'all.
come up with something.
We will, yeah. Maybe catch something off the bull. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We will definitely figure it out. You had mentioned basketball earlier, and it's funny because I was
Yeah.
talking to my co-host about this. I was like, "We gotta do a trick shot with Walker Hayes," and they were like,
Oh yeah.
"Alright, let's get a basketball together because they love basketball, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were like, "Make sure you ask him about playing in the NBA
Oh
All-Star
man.
game."
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Just I mean, honestly, that was just another example of kind of the places my wife and I find ourselves, and we
Right.
just kind of look at each other and go, "What's God doing? Like, why us?"
Mhm.
Because a lot of my heroes there, a lot of rappers I grew up idolizing, their music, their creativity. A lot of NBA stars where I was like, dude, I am on the court with Larry Bird,
Right.
and honestly, I gotta tell you, I don't. This isn't like I'm not like self-deprecating purposely here, but it's just not my scene. Again, like I said earlier, I'm just a dad. I mean, I have 4 dogs that I'm obsessed with. I love my kids. I like a bonfire in the yard with a hot dog. It's like,
Right.
but and then on one random Saturday, we leave that life and we're like courtside playing in the NBA All-Star game. And you're like,
Right.
you're just kind of looking around like, and this all came from an Applebee's song and a couple of hits. It's like
Yeah.
it's very surreal. But then I love experiencing those things with my wife. And as a kid, I was obsessed with basketball. I mean, I'm a huge dreamer. I've never had a realistic dream in my life, and I have 3 friends that I keep in touch with from my freshman year basketball team.
Mhm.
And just talking about it with them, they were like, golly, man, I remember, these are you're meeting guys that we looked up to, and just superstars left and right. So it was awesome. And I will say, being around that many um celebrities, it
Mhm.
is overwhelming to me. I think God's creativity is so mind-blowing in how it is displayed in people, and I
Right.
and I and I feel like humanity. I think if you sit around right now and you dwell on some bad things that humans have a tendency to do, it can be like depressing. But as my wife and I stood in this crowd of celebrities, you really learn very quickly that they're just normal people with absolutely wild talents and desires and gifts, and look, we're not all perfect,
Mhm.
and we're moody, and some of us are pampered more than others, and some of us have been famous since we're 7, and some just got famous last week, and then
Right.
but the creative gifts that God has given us and the things that you can do now, just the connectivity to society. I can write a song today and drop it tonight,
Right.
it's just, I don't know. I just really loved, I met a lot of people where I was just kind of like, hey, what do you do? I don't know what you do. And Kai Sinat, he's like a streamer, and I loved riding around on the bus with him and being like,
Yeah.
what do you do? Just turn your camera on and hang with people? And he's like, yeah, I just share my life, and they're just amazing. I just met so many amazing people, and you feel small, but it's like a beautiful small, you're like,
Right.
God, the world is massive and
Yeah.
people are incredible. So that was one of the best. It was one of the best experiences. Definitely top 5 opportunities we've had,
That's so cool.
since thing popped off. Yeah.
And then you're playing Talladega in what,
Oh
April?
yeah.
A couple of
Yeah.
weeks? I
That
mean,
I
that's
mean,
incredible too.
yeah. As much as my family and I we just love sports. So
Yeah.
it's always a yes. If you're like, hey, will you play
Sports
this
related.
golf event? I'm like, yes, we will play it. We'll be there. We'll go to the golf thing, and that's how we feel about Talladega. I've gone to Talladega. I've never stood on the infield. And so, to be able to hang there and play that show. I'm from Alabama, so that's a huge, huge deal for me. Definitely
Mhm.
big bragging rights among my friends, and yeah, but I'm really excited about Talladega.
Awesome. Well, we're really excited for Country in the
Yeah,
Park. I know I've already mentioned that before. It's coming up May 18th. Well, that's the night you're gonna be there. So everyone better get the tickets,
let's go.
kncifm.com, and we'll get that trick shot ready for you
Come
because
on,
it's
it's gonna be
happening.
epic. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe
I
off
don't
the
know.
mechanical bull.
You'll be in the last. Yeah, that'll be in like the last Gosh, we may be around 50 left, so we'll be needing some ideas. So and ideas are welcome. Bring them on.
Okay, perfect. We will trust me, we'll get some things together.
Okay, good.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Walker. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank y'all. Thank y'all for hanging with me today.
Of course, no problem.